Hello, welcome to our first podcast. How exciting. So this is the Berry Babes panel, and tonight I have got the lovely Robin with us, and she is going to be chatting a little bit about her experience after weight loss surgery and share a bit of insights into what to expect and also her trials and tribulations and what she's gone through since the beginning. And I'll share a little bit about myself as well. But yeah, it's just a really open, honest panel. Going forward, there will be a whole mix up of different people coming and going on from the panel. Some will be repeat offenders, others will come and go. So yeah, very, very exciting. So welcome, Robin.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. So first of all, I guess I'll do a quick introduction into who I am and a bit of my background, and then I'll hand over to Robin to share a bit of her story. So my name's Lauren Pete. I am a bariatric nurse consultant, and I had weight loss surgery 3 years ago, lost 54 kilos, kept it off, and I work with you beautiful bariatric people to help support you change your lifestyles and succeed long term. And so I've created a bit of a niche program that really supports you and helps care and advocate for my patients. So a little bit about you, Robin.
Yep, I'm very late in life realized that I'd been pretty obese most of my life, and I really wanted to get back into enjoying my life and realize there's not that many years left, so it's time to actually do something about it. Health problems were starting to kick in, so I went for the op. You think you're prepared, you're actually not. You know, you go for your seminars and you go for the introductions and told what to eat and when to eat and things like that, but you actually have no idea. It's scary. You lumped in the deep end. I mean, if you do it privately, I suppose it would be different, but you know, when you're done in masses, they don't really look after you as an individual, so you don't get if you don't ask the right questions, you just fumble along and try and do your own thing, which I jumped onto all the websites on Facebook to try and see if I could get help. My hair was falling out. I had the shakes. I couldn't sleep. It was just horrific. It was really horrific. I didn't know what to eat. I was eating all sorts of rubbish. I was grazing throughout the day. Really bad habits kicked in. And then somebody online said to me, which she got offended. She said, has your mind caught up with your body? And I said to her, I don't know what you mean. She says, you need to get your mind right to get your body right. And I said, actually, my mind's fine. And I actually went off that page. I thought, silly cow. But anyway, and then I got myself hit a brick wall and I'm like, okay, the brain's not kicking in. The brain hasn't realized that this is what we need to do. So I went searching and I found you on the webpage, found Lauren. And it's been an amazing transformation. As you can see, my hair's back. Yay.
Yay.
My pride and glory. My hair's back, my energy levels are back, my sleep patterns are good. It all boiled down to, I didn't know what portion sizes to eat. That made me panic. Initially, I was trying to eat, the food that should keep me going and sustain my body, and I panicked. So I got taught through this courses that Lauren does, what to eat, what portions to eat. Protein is such a big thing, and you actually have no idea until it actually kicks in. So yes, it's been a huge turnaround since I've joined this group.
And so you had your surgery publicly, and how long did you have it?
10 months ago today.
Oh, congratulations. Happy almost birthday. So what was your experience through the public system? Can you talk a little bit about, how the referral process was and what that kind of looked like, and maybe where you had your surgery as well?
My doctor was really great. He was very supportive. He left it up to me to decide, because he planted the seed, and it took about 2 years for it to kick in, the seed to eventually kick in and say, hey, I need help, because I was yo-yoing. I was going from 123 down to 101, thinking, yay, I've got this, and then back up to 125, and then back down to, it was just ridiculous. And eventually I just said to him, I need help. He put through the letter of referral. With the COVID thing, it took me 2 years to get my op. So it was a long process, and everybody panics and, things it needs to be done quickly. It's not a quick process. It's a slow process. They basically need to know that you're in for the long haul. I've since heard of people putting weight back on so much as 10 kilos 10 months down the line. So it's pretty scary. You've got to realize it's a tool. Public process, like I said, it took me 2 years to get in. I lost my weight. If they give you a goal to lose weight, I lost my weight. I put it back on during COVID and they sent me away. You get one strikeout basically. And they said, this is your strikeout. You've got a month to lose the weight again. And otherwise you're off the program, which obviously I panicked. I lost the weight, thank goodness. Got into the program. There's no, and I don't mean to be bad mother in any way, but there's no personal care whatsoever. I mean, you're just a number and you put through, you have the surgery, you have this horrific surgery. You don't realize how big it actually is. I mean, you've had more than half your stomach cut away. You come out, you don't read, you get told protein, you think, oh, I've got this protein. Yeah. You don't get told how to read labels. You don't get told what portion size to be eating. You don't get told what you should be. I mean, I came out and I was eating liquefied mincemeat, which was bad. I mean, I had bleeding on my stitches. I had to go back in with bleeding stitches. Yes, they tell you drink fluids for the first week, but I mean, that goes out the window. I mean, you don't get, nothing gets reiterated. There's no follow-up whatsoever. I've had, I think, one visit where I saw the nurse and she was concerned because I wasn't drinking enough. And she was pretty okay, although I told her I was eating more than what I should be, but she didn't seem to bother her. And then I had, I've since had phone calls, which, you don't really want to tell them where you're battling. If you're battling, I said to them, my hair's falling out. They said, oh, okay, you need to see a nutritionist. I'm like, well, who can I see? Oh, you need to look it up. I'm like, oh, look it up. Wait, there's no support as such. I mean, I understand that there were people with much bigger problems than me. So that's why I went private. I thought, that's it. My health comes first. I've done all this so far. I'm not going to go backwards. I need to now better myself. And that's what I did. Yes, it does cost, but that cost is your life. Do you put a figure to your life? Yes, I went and took a loan and I did the program and I'm much happier for it. I've paid off the loan since. I mean, it's it's achievable. And with your assistance as well, you allowed us to pay off certain figures, it is achievable, and you really need that information. Jumping online, you get all these horrific things told to you and you think, oh my God, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Okay, I've got this. And then all of a sudden you hit a brick wall again.
Misinformation is huge, right?
Yes, there's a lot of misinformation, things they tell you to do. And I mean, the one lady I'm not going to mention names, told me, those ice lollies, those lemonade ice lollies. She said that's how she gets her liquids, and she eats all like a box of those a day for her liquids. And afterwards I'm thinking, how much sugar are you pumping into your body? And it just, yes, you can cheat, but wow, a box of ice creams a day, that's why the people put their weight back on. They get this information like that. If I was naive enough to accept that, I would be eating a box of ice creams a day, ice lollies a day, and thinking, well, it's okay, I'm getting my liquids in.
Yeah, it's okay because someone else is doing it, right?
Yes, and I got told to do it by somebody on the site, so that they should know. And people actually don't know. You need to go to a proper nutritionist. You need to get the correct information for you. Strange enough, maybe she thinks it's good for her, and maybe it is, but it's certainly not good for my body.
Yeah, and it is all about those lifestyle changes, because much of what I teach is around the habitual changes, and you can't change everything at once. It's impossible. You're going to set yourself up to fail. And so taking those small little steps of actually looking at every little area of your life in tiny little bits and be like, how can I tweak this so it's sustainable? So it is maybe you look at breakfast, maybe you just look at lunch, but it's around making sure that you're making the best choice you can 80% of the time. And how have you applied that to your life, Robin?
The habits are still there. I must be dead honest with you. I picked out on that muesli munch that I make. I make a really healthy muesli munch, which was all the different seeds and the organic maple syrup on top of it, the sugar-free one, the whole shebang. But I went and had like 5 tablespoons of it for breakfast, and then I went and had breakfast. So those things are still there. The brain still says, I want, even though you're full and you're really feeling ill and the digestion's sitting in, the brain still wants. And the step, you've got to learn that you don't have to eat everything on your plate. You've got to learn to step away. And it's hard.
It is hard. And it's not something that happens, you wake up from surgery and all of a sudden you know how to do all these things. And having, like you said, the right guidance is so important, and having that support team, that support crew, irrelevant of whether you've had surgery public or private, having someone in your corner actually being like, actually maybe look at this instead, or being, oh no, you've got this, come on, keep going. Because it is so easy when you haven't got anyone keeping you accountable to sit there and look at your lifestyle and be like, oh yeah, I'll be all right this week, and actually when it becomes every week that you're saying that to yourself, it's the fast road back to regain. And no one wants that. No one wants to either invest all that money in pain for surgery privately to then regain it all back, because that's the ultimate fear, isn't it? Or even if you have been lucky enough to get it publicly, no one wants to go back to all those extra life-shortening experiences that happen when you've got an extra 50 kilos on you. I know for me, one of my biggest fears before surgery was that I was going to have a really short life. Staring down the next 20 years going, am I going to make it the next 20 years? Am I going to have a heart attack before I get to see my kids grow up? It was very, very daunting, and not something that I really, really wanted to see to the end, to be fair. And so that's why investing the money in myself was the most important thing for me, and that's why I got the surgery. But like Robin said, that aftercare, so I ended up having surgery privately, and the aftercare just wasn't there. I had 15 minutes phone call with a dietitian, and that was about it. And so I was really left to be like, work this out on your own. And that was pre-op, by the way, the 15-minute dietitian phone call. And that was what I should be having before surgery. Afterwards was just Google it, much like Robin said. And every surgeon has a different opinion on what you should and shouldn't be doing after surgery. And so no wonder people get confused and then end up eating ice lollies, ice blocks or ice creams, and thinking, okay, yep, I'm good, I've got this. I mean, granted, the first few weeks after surgery, it is a little bit of anything goes, because you can only eat such a small amount, and we want to just get as much fluid in as we can. But there's healthier options out there. Your Powerade Zero is a really, really good option there if you're struggling to get that fluid in, and changing up the temperature of your fluids can help. And a lot of us, even long-term post-op, still struggle with getting the amount of water in, because your stomach can't physically hold as much as you'd like to sit there and scull a litre in one go. And I imagine if you've been asked to come to a surgical appointment or an ultrasound and they say you need to drink a litre of water, we're sitting there going, how am I going to do this? Because it's just not that easy. So adding straws into your water habits can sometimes help with that if you are struggling with getting that hydration in. But I mean, at the moment here in New Zealand, we're suffering almost 30-degree temps every day, which has been an absolute killer. So it is so important that we stay hydrated. So in terms of your long-term trajectory, Robin, how do you feel mentally prepared for that future that was obviously not looking so great before surgery? How are you feeling about it now?
Well, before I was told that I was going to end up in a wheelchair and not be able to move by the time I die, and they said it's not going to be a very long one. So that was pretty daunting. The fact that I'm still on my 900 motorbike and I'm still out riding at the age of 52, I think I've got it. Yes, I'm much more excited about my future and about my way of life, and seeing my son have grandchildren. Well, I have grandchildren through my son. It's now, I think I might actually grow on to see them.
You might be able to see your son's children have children. You never know.
You never know. Well, he's taking his time getting the first lot out, so that may be a while yet.
It might just be a little while. Yes. And so
it's not as daunting.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And if you had any advice for someone who's considering surgery, what would you advise them? Like one take home that, if you had to prioritize one thing, what would you say?
Gosh.
Sorry, putting you on the spot.
Yeah, a little bit. Go for it. The younger the younger you can do it, the better. If I could have done it 20 years ago, I think I would have had a whole different life. The confidence it gives you, the passion for life that it gives you, but you've got to realize that it's an investment. You've got to invest in your body. You've got to exercise. You cannot expect to have the operation, lose all the weight, and then that's it, it's done. You've got to do the exercise. I hate exercises. You've got to do it. It's just, if you're not going to do it, you're going to put the weight on. So I'm not saying go off to gym 5 times a week. These little exercises you can do on YouTube. You jump onto YouTube and you do them, or you find someone like you that does the courses with a dietitian,
personal trainer. Yep.
The personal trainer. Get the package if you can, because it's basically like building a house. The stronger your foundation, the longer the house is going to last.
100%. And we don't want to end up back where we were, and I think that's a big fear that a lot of people go into surgery with, and even post-op. And I think a lot of people know that they need to do something, but it's actually identifying where to get that help, which is obviously fantastic for us, but also knowing when to get that help. And so that is a question I get asked a lot, is, well, when do I do it? And I get a lot of people signing up pre-op, but I generally don't start a post-op program until at least 6 weeks after surgery, because you're still in that healing phase, and it's really important that we just focus on getting you to the best place physically and mentally before you start trying to make lifestyle changes, because those first 6 weeks are hard. Am I right, Robin?
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
People don't prepare you for that. Those first 6 weeks you're exhausted. And I think that's really important, that we acknowledge that you're exhausted, and it is normal to feel really tired after surgery, because you're eating so little. Your brain is not getting enough to really fuel itself to its full capacity. So in terms of that post-op time off work, it's going to vary very much depending on what you do for a job. But it is really important that you do take at least a couple of weeks off just to really heal, because concentrating in any work environment is going to be really, really challenging when you're only eating a teaspoon or 2 per meal. And that is the reality. If you want to understand what it's like post-op, you are only having a couple of teaspoons per meal. I think a sachet of yogurt used to last me 3 days for meals. And that was when I was obviously initially post-op, but it is something you can't comprehend until you're in it, but it is something to be aware of, that your whole life is going to change, but it's not for good. And I think realizing that long-term restriction does go away. It doesn't completely go away, but it definitely, you can eat a lot more as you get further along down the track. And so doing the headspace work like Robin has with a great team means that you're more aware of what you're eating when you're eating it, and you're also able to pull yourself up before you get to the point where you're almost a year down the track of bad habits, and you're finding that you're regaining all that weight that you've already lost, and being scared and not knowing where to go. And that doesn't mean that you can't come and see us, because we help people who are long-term post-op as well, and it's a little bit harder to get you back on track once those habits are ingrained. However, the support is definitely still there. So Robin, what's been the absolute highlight for you? What's one of your non-weight, non-scale based victories that you've had since surgery?
Putting togs on and getting into the lake with my mates, feeling comfortable. It was huge. It was huge. I never owned togs before, and when we were going Christmas holidays, we were going away, and I thought, okay, granted they were short. The ones with shorts and the kind of like looks almost like a vest. That's what I wore, but I felt really comfortable. I had no problem getting in the water, jumping into the pool. I had no problem with that. It was really, really awesome.
So before
it is. You'd feel like the fat person, and you'd shine. You'd hide in the shade, and this time I was out there. I was having fun,
living your life, right? Finally living your life. Yeah.
And not thinking, oh my God, everybody's watching me. I'm the fat person. I'm the fat friend.
Yeah, we've all been that one, right?
I think if I can tell people, the biggest thing that I took away from your course was the reading of the labels and understanding what I'm eating. That was huge. what the protein actually did to my body and what the things in the labels and the daily counting and things like that, and it wasn't pedantic. It wasn't like Weight Watchers where you absolutely weigh everything minusculely and you're not, you're pretty flexible, and you still let me throw in certain things. And I said, oh no, I don't like that. And you say, okay, let's try this. It was awesome. Working through those initial 12 weeks with you, because I did the 12-week course. It was great. I feel so much more prepared for the rest of my life. And I know that you're just a text away. I mean, when I was ready to binge on a chocolate, I had it in my hand. I was like, oh my God, Lauren, help. You're like, have a piece and put it away.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yes, but you didn't say to me, put it away without trying. You said, have the piece. So you satisfying the need, but you don't have to have the whole slab.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because those cravings do come, and knowing that difference between head hunger and tummy hunger, we will talk about another day. But it is a challenge, and it's not something, again, that you wake up from surgery going, yeah, I'm not hungry anymore. And some people do, and some people don't. Some people are, I'm starving, but you're not starving either.
I never felt content. I was literally hungry for the first 12 weeks. I thought I was going to die, because I thought I was hungry every single day, every minute. I'd eat and I'd still feel hungry. That's where the woman said to me, it's in your head. I'm like, go away. My head's fine.
And that's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely. But yeah, 40 kgs lighter, and during Christmas I put on 1 kg, which I will sort out and get rid of it again. But knowing what I was eating, and I knew where I was slipping up, I knew I was going to go up a bit, but I'm quite chuffed with 1 kg up. I'm happy with that.
And a lot of clients have said that over Christmas, because it's a difficult time for everybody, right? And over Christmas, most people have only gained about 1 kilo, where a lot of people would have gained 5 or 6 normally. So hats off to everybody. Well done.
Well, the first lockdown, I put on 7 kilos.
Yeah. All to do was eat.
Exactly. That's 6 weeks. My gosh. Oh, well. Anyway, but yeah, whole change life. I would recommend this to anybody out there. Unfortunately, there's somebody that I know that said she's not prepared to give up her eating yet. So you've got to make up your mind that you want this change.
Yeah. And I'm not actually prepared to work with people who aren't ready to change, because I feel like I'm doing you a disservice as well. So if you are trying to convince yourself that you're ready, you're not ready. You need to be 100%. I'm ready to make this lifestyle change, and I need to make this a lifestyle, because if pasta and lots of bread and everything is still trying to creep into your life and you're still giving into it 90% of the time, you're probably not ready yet. You need to be really open to the idea that someone's going to come in and say, actually, you need to change this, this, and this. And you need to be open to trying new things and open to really working out why you're eating the way you are, because so much of how we're eating actually stems back to our relationship with food and how we were brought up. And so we stir up a whole heap of things. I don't like to go too deep into the past, because I know that for a lot of people there's a lot of wounds there that if we open that up in a session, it's going to do more harm than good. But it's really about looking at yourself and acknowledging that past pain and how we move forward from there.
Yep, absolutely. Personally, my pasta and bread was my go-to, and I can honestly say that since my op, I haven't touched bread or pasta. It's the whole mindset has been, is it good for me? Has it got protein? And is it nutritional in any way? And bread is certainly not, and pasta isn't, unfortunately. I suppose you could get certain ones, but you think about this little space. Do you want to fill up this little space with a slice of bread, or do you want to go and get like smoked salmon that's going to really give you all the nutrition and the protein and everything that you need in it? I mean, it's no brainer in that one.
It is a no brainer. Yep. And there's so many great vitamins and minerals that you get out of fish. So yeah, great option. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, Robin. And well, I say us, me. And no doubt we'll have Robin back for maybe even the next podcast, and there might be a few other people that pop in and chime in with their stories as well. But I really appreciate you taking the time. And I just wanted to say to any of you that are listening, if you are sitting there thinking, yes, I really need that support right now, get in touch. We've got plenty of room. We've got plenty of the team that are ready now to come and support you. And we would really welcome you with open arms. We offer after hours accountability and support. And as Robin said, we're only a message away. Amanda and myself don't tend to sleep lots, so we're always kind of around to answer any messages that come in after hours. So don't feel like you're annoying us or pestering us. That's what we're here for, and we want to support you achieve that lifestyle change and achieve your long-term goals. So we welcome you with open arms, and get in touch if you want to have a chat to me about how we can tailor the best package for you. Just send me a message and we'll get you booked in. So yeah, thank you so much again, Robin, and it's been an absolute pleasure and nice to see your face again.
Thank you. Lovely chatting again.
And yeah, we will catch everyone again next week, or in a couple of weeks. So thank you so much. All right.
Thank you. Bye.